So, what I wanted to talk about today is something which is known, and I'm standing up and doing this video because just to present sort of the proudness of what I'm talking about. Today, I'm going to be talking about a concept called the sugar dome. And what this refers to is it refers to something which is unveiled, which is uncovered, and there is mystery to it. But what is truly underneath the sugar dome, and is it truly right for you? Is it going to be somebody worth my time, worth my energy, worth waiting to find out the surprise? Is that person going to be, I don't know, a penny on a stick or a cupcake display? What is it going to be? That's what the metaphor represents, because if you think about unveiling the sugar dome, and you have your little, uh, thing, and you have the smoke, and then you're unveiling it, and then, oh, I'm so excited to find out what it is. Now, how this came about, I just want to talk through how this came about. So I knew someone that I worked with recently. His name was James. His name was James Thompson, and he is in resemblance to Chaz Logwin. Oh, I just find randomness so funny. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, these two people are in resemblance to one another. One of them has, the appropriate kind of nodes, and then the other doesn't. We're in the sharing and giving and collaborating south node, which happens to be what you're trying to move away from. Both of the north nodes have intensity, being powerful, brave, and bold as a commonality. But the two nodes are different from each other. One's a Leo North node, another, I think a Leo North node, maybe a Cancer North node, I don't know. The other is a Scorpio North node. And they are both in resemblance to one another. Now, the interesting thing is, with James Thompson, what I see riding down in a car, going down the highway to my grandparents' house and turning onto that long highway, that big highway, making a turn. So I would be going this way, and then I would be turning to go that direction. So we would be going south. It would be summertime, May or June or July, and that would be going on. Saturn oppositions. One has Saturn in Aries, the other has Saturn. I'm not my grandparent, James person. Now, the interesting thing is, they're both in resemblance to one another. They both speak in a very similar way. Modern, yet refined, and gracious, considerate, very well spoken, good manners. Almost to the point of being, I want to say coy. Well, no, I don't want to say coy. Almost to the point of being kind of like I hate to say this, but kind of like a snake. And I don't like to say that about people. but they sort of talk very similar, have similar customaries, except one derives from something else and then the other goes. Now, one of them goes off of The Sound of Music, where he could be playing in The Sound of Music and singing similar songs in The Sound of Music. And I wonder if he has ever conducted any choral music from that musical. And The Sound of Music is sort of an introduction to music and the high life in 2013. What was going on in his life in 2013? That's what I'm dying to find out. But anyway, his expressatory similarity is The Sound of Music. I'm talking about James Thompson. Now, the expressor to James Thompson is the other musical, Mary Poppins, the Vedder custom. The weather with that. So, it's sort of interesting because you have the same actress, but in different films with different customaries and different settings. One rainy and cloudy, another, sunny and springtime and all of that. So, that's something that I'll say. One of them is more, puts himself in situations that he would have to be more professional, and the other puts themselves in situations where he can really express himself and be creative. But the big thing, the very important thing I'm going to say, one of them puts himself in a situation where he is projecting himself, well, I don't want to say projecting, but making himself known to the world, to anyone who wants to go on and subscribe or follow him, with watching commentary videos, other videos, films, and such. And I feel that this person's living up to his full potential. Now, the other person falls into the stereotype of several choir teachers. There are some sort of, individual aspects. Specifically, a specific stereotype. I was reading Pam Gregory's book, Pam Gregory the Astrologer. It was called You Don't Really Believe in Astrology, Do You? In one of the chapters, because, James is a music teacher, choir director. One of the chapters was called something along the lines of Your Unique Sheet of Music, which described your astrology chart. You have the sheet, your birth chart is the music, the sheet of music. But you have the choice and free will how you want to play that music. Are you going to play it in a very simple and non-materialistic way, or are you going to, do it in a very Capricorn way? Which means putting in a lot of work and making it excellent, making it high quality, and conducting the London Orchestra. That's the metaphor. I feel that Chaz Loglan is conducting the orchestra in London. I feel that and this kind of ties into what they do a little, that James is conducting a small band with little opportunities for being for the skill, and I want to use a new word that I've never used before, the virtuosity of the players in this band is mediocre. And um the one thing that he has going for him, James, is that he is in resemblance to somebody who does, you know, conduct a London orchestra. One of them lives out their life in what I feel is a very small way, and the other in a very big way. Much like if you were unveiling a sugar dome. You get the prawns, you get the shrimp, you get the crabs. Here's what you have to cook with. And then you get the peanuts and the cashews and fish that isn't really fresh and high quality, but it's decent enough. That's, you know, so if I'm dividing it out, over here would be Chaz, over here would be James. You have the shrimp, the prawns, the mussels, everything. Fresh, I could go on. And then you have as I said, the ingredients that are less than Chaz's ingredients. Let's say if they were preparing a recipe, it's kind of like I have a post I made about a pet rock, and it's scheduled to go out near Christmas time because it's about gifts. It's about, okay, I'm giving you a gift. Is it going to be, I don't know, something big, or is it going to be, something like I'm really caring for the person more, or is it going to be a pet rock? Dot the eyes, dot the nose, dot the smiley face. In Sharpie, put on a pet rock in a box. Here you go. Here's your present. So it just stands to reason that both of them have a Casimiric resemblance. Both of them have a patriotic resemblance. Both of them have a Fit-Aryan resemblance. But they show themselves in different ways. One of them does have a Scorpio's North Node. The other doesn't. The one with the, probably, I'm guessing, the Aquarius South Node, maybe if I'm getting it right. I mean, I don't know. Aquarius South Node, I wonder if those people, you look at those people thinking, I think you could do more with your life. I don't know if I'm just thinking that up. With a Cancer North Node, it's about coming home within yourself and, being there for your family emotionally. So I don't really think that would come to mind for those types of people. Because that, North Node and Leo, North Node and Cancer are very different placements. But I wanted to introduce this metaphor to you because I do happen to know that come next year, Chaz will be arriving at my Edmonton. And he'll be staying for somewhat of a time. Just in terms of other plans, I do happen to know on April 20th. It's going to be a day that is devoted to some historical references. And as much as I could sit here on this video and say, oh, there's an eclipse, I'm just going to say there's going to be a new moon in Aries at 29 degrees. So, that's what I'm going to say. Thank you for watching this video.